East Liberty, Pennsylvania. On Homestead Grays Bridge about 7:30 p.m. on a Friday night, a woman stopped her car in the middle of traffic. She was reported on the outer rails of the bridge. By the time authorities arrived, the woman had jumped off the bridge and plunged into the Monongahela River. The unsettling part, as strangers looked at this woman take her life, there were 3 children ranging between the ages of 1 and 9, watching too. At least we know the oldest one, which was 9, could comprehend what his mother did. The children were found in the car, at least physically unharmed. It wasn't clear at first if these were the woman's children, but they were. 2 lanes of the bridge were closed while the police would do their investigation. The children would be taken to the hospital for evaluation and then placed in the custody of the Allegheny County Children and Youth Services. When I heard about this case, I was speechless. I immediately went on her Facebook page and I saw a quote. It said, quote, "My kids are the realest ones on my team. The love they give me is unconditional. I'm blessed. I know it. It gets hard, but I sound up for this job, and no matter the highs or lows, I'm always going to give them my all because my Creator gave me each day to value them and share the moments. Best feeling hearing, 'Mama, I love you,'" unquote. You can just easily cry at knowing what she possibly might have been going through. More so, what the children, or at least that one child, had to witness. What would make a woman stop the car in the middle of traffic, walk to a railing, and end her life and leave her children in such confusion and terror? I mean, these are the things that nightmares are made of. They would go to her neighborhood of Rock Keys and they would talk to her neighbors. Her neighbors said that they did not see this coming. She was such a dedicated mother to her children, though she was raising the 3 children alone, and one of them were born prematurely, that she was a good mother. Another quote on her Facebook page said, quote, "Single mom shit ain't no joke. I'm just over people and their opinions," unquote. This woman's name was Stanlee Allyn Holbrook. She was 26 years old. I actually saw that we had mutual friends. I swear I wish I would have known this woman. I don't know if my words could have even helped, but she was going through something that she probably hid very well to people that knew her. She said, quote, "Every black woman needs a strong black man," unquote. As I looked through some of the posts on her public timeline, I see she had a sense of humor with her memes, and I noticed that she was probably in some type of on-again, off-again relationship. She was going through the relationship ups and downs like a lot of us have went through or are currently going through. It was an average young woman's timeline. Holbrook lived again in the McKees Rocks neighborhood on Church Avenue. She had a 5-bedroom house that she resided there for over 3 years. One of her neighbors, Joanna D. Amico, said, quote, "But I just don't understand this at all. She didn't show a sign that something was wrong," unquote. Another neighbor added, but wanted to remain nameless, said she saw her 2 days before her death, and she looked tired, like she'd been up all night with the baby. She had her troubles, I know. She was suffering. She had bills like everyone else, unquote. Neighbors have even added that Holbrook, or they thought Holbrook, was receiving psychiatric counseling from UPMC. I guess that's some kind of psychological counseling facility, but the laws of HIPAA, they can't say if she was receiving these type of services. But the neighbors said that she was. So whatever downs or depression she was going through, apparently or allegedly, she was talking to somebody. The neighbors said she was always well dressed along with her children, that she even took care of other people's children, and that she would even warn them, like, hey, it's going to be a little loud over here today. But she always seemed to be such a pleasant person, and her mother would even come get her kids from time to time. So these neighbors knew. Was Holbrook, was she maybe suffering from postpartum depression? Postpartum depression is a depression that occurs after childbirth. Physical changes after childbirth, like a dramatic drop in the hormones, it contributes to postpartum depression. Other hormones by the thyroid gland can also drop, and it can make the mother feel kind of irritated, tired, and depressed. These symptoms can last 6 to 8 weeks, even longer if the mother is breastfeeding her child. A mother will overcome this if she seeks medical help, and she should immediately. However, they say that mothers do, or whoever has postpartum, they can actually develop a greater risk of developing depression later on. Rescue workers would recover Holbrook's body 2 hours after she ended her life. To my knowledge, there was no suicide letters to anyone. She just did this. She probably had driven over that bridge many times before. She just did this. Her kids were probably in the car with her always as she driven across that bridge, but that day, she just did this. I know years ago, and I can only speak about my own people. I know years ago when a black person was thought of to be going to see a shrink, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, it was automatically called a nutcase, or something was wrong with that person. And I imagine it happens with a lot of other races too, but I would like to think that now people are now starting to take their mental situation as a situation that really needs to be dealt with if somebody is having some type of extreme or emotional depressions. So in this situation, it looks like Holbrook was at least trying. Unfortunately, she didn't succeed. It wasn't much on this young woman, just short articles that repeated themselves. And I imagine before her and even a lot after her, I've seen with my own eyes, a lot of young women have taken their lives in drastic ways, unfortunately. I was happy to know that the children are being raised by Holbrook's mother. So that's great. And hopefully the children, especially that 9-year-old one, really worries me the most. Hopefully he's getting some type of counseling. It was traumatic what he saw. The risks of him having his own mental issues are great. Substance abuse, all type of things, from witnessing his mom kill herself right in front of him and leave them. Terrible. One of Holbrook's posts on her page, it said, quote, "Be careful who you push away. That person may not come back," unquote. Rest in peace, Stanlee Allyn Holbrook. I really hate it. You couldn't find a way out of this. The demons, they just got too overwhelming. Rest in peace.